Blowhard? Yeah, I sure hope he does. Hello everyone, Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we're continuing Spyro the Dragon. Last time, we finished off the Peacekeeper's world and made our way to the Magic Crafter's world, getting done most of the levels we needed to do here, save for one. Because of technical issues, we had to call things a little early. But now we're going to finish off this world and then move on over to the next one, which is going to be interesting in a few ways. But with that said, let us jump right into the last level of the Magic Crafter's world. And time to take on Blowhard. So yeah, this should be an interesting level. It's been a while since I've done this one, but I don't think it's that bad. At least compared to some of the other things we did here. Alright, once more we got some magic enemies to defeat as we go about collecting the gems around here. Really do like the designs of these little wizard guys. They remind me a lot of the black mages from Final Fantasy, which I guess is kind of the point. That series has already been very well established by this point. So I can see these guys being a little reference to them. Also, that model of wizard is the basis for most of my online persona. So, just very nice to get to see a little bit of that here as well. Sparks, you should have got everything around here now. So next... Oh, we got this guy! So this is the boss of the stage, Blowhard. He is a wind mage, kind of like the other ones we have seen throughout this level. Yeah, we just gotta track this guy down and take him out. Got these wizards here manipulating these platforms. And when we take them out, the platforms go back to normal. Just got one dragon here we can rescue. Altair.
Thanks for releasing me, Spyro. You have no idea how long I've been trapped in Crystal. And, neither do I. Who are you again?
I'm out of here.
Out of here is right. Man, hate to say it, but that's the first pass of this stream. Sorry, Altair, you got a cool name, but not much else of you is that appealing. Alright. Take out the rest of these whizzes. Then we should be good here. Yeah, I've really enjoyed revisiting the Magic Crafter's world. Just very cool the way they incorporate a lot of different magical elements to it with all the different mages you encounter. It's got a whirlwind up there that can lead us back to this level. And here we have the boss once more. This guy really is no trouble at all. So I love the fact that his body is literally a tornado. Like, supposedly, he might have lost his original body due to all of his magic practices, and now he's literally made of wind. Kind of an interesting thought. Especially because they really didn't put too much effort into making these battles actually difficult. And we got Blowhard once more, and we take you out. Yeah, that was a very short level, all things considered. And that is the last gem we needed, so we are now 100% complete. Man, we are not even 5 minutes into this stream, and we have already completed a level. But take it from me, the rest of this stream is not going to be that easy. So we've dealt with Blowhard, which means we are officially done with the Magic Crafter's world. Made some excellent progress. And we are now officially over 50% done the game. As I said before, it's not a very long game, but jeez.
For recovering so many of our dragon eggs. Hop aboard for the Beastmaker's world if you're ready.
Alright, so we're heading off to the Beastmakers. I used to think that this world was actually called the Beastmasters, because it makes a lot more sense than Beastmakers, but I guess it makes sense. But yep, as I said in the last stream, in order to move on to the next world, you have to collect dragon eggs. Which there are a lot of dragon eggs you're able to collect in the Magic Crafters world alone, so you should easily be able to accomplish this goal. And with that said, this is actually the last world where you're able to collect dragon eggs. So, if you manage to collect all 12 of them in the Artisan, Peacemakers, and the Magic Crafters, that's everything you can get involving dragon eggs. But with that said, welcome to the Beastmakers. This is a very interesting area. This place has a lot of, well, obviously it's a swamp area, but they mix in some other elements to help keep this place unique. It's got a lot of technologically advanced things to worry about, namely with some of the different contraptions that the Gnorcs have set up here. Something I really like as we go forward in the story is that we can see that the Gnorcs really aren't all that dumb. They're surprisingly a very technologically advanced society. Far more so than the dragons. But with that said, got another dragon here to rescue, Bruno. We don't talk about him.
Gnasty Gnorc is turning our swamp into an electrified junk heap. And it used to be so beautiful.
I'm sure it was.
Okay, that's gonna be a pass for me personally. So, thinking of this area being a swamp, a lot of the dragons in this world are kinda based on hillbillies when it comes to their personalities, which is a fun little quirk of this area, helps keep things unique compared to what we have seen with some of the other dragons. Ow. Alright, that was completely on me. Got some wild boars to deal with as enemies now. Definitely want to watch out for these guys. They can hurt. I actually don't know if you're able to take them out by charging. Probably can, considering that we beat the... since we beat the Rams back in the Artisan world that way. I could probably try when I have more health. So we actually got a well we can jump down here. Let's save this dragon first. Cletus!
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I gotta go.
Okay, we're gonna smash Cletus. I mean, he's just so enthusiastic about seeing you and being rescued. So, yeah, I like his personality. So, yeah, that's definitely a smash. Got a bunch of chests stored in here. This gives a lot of treasure. Yeah, Beastmakers. Kind of want to talk a little bit more about this area compared to some of the others, but... Oh, we've already found the flight stage here. Want to remember that for a bit later. We'll say that Beastmakers is probably my least favorite world in the game. Not to say that the overall feeling of this place is bad, but... I don't know, compared to some of the other areas we've explored, making the swamp level like the 4th area in the game, compared to some of the other areas, I don't know, it just feels like it doesn't really stand out visually compared to some of the other stuff. Like, Peacemakers was cool, how essentially got this deserted battlefield. We'll save that for later. And then we had the Magic Crafters, which a bunch of it's an area full of wizards up high on a mountain peak. That was very striking visually. It's got one of those locked boxes, so we gotta watch out for a key around here. Yeah, but for whatever reason, Beastmakers really doesn't do it for me. Not to say that there are bad stages here. It's really not that bad. That's just a personal preference for me. So yeah, like these Gnorcs, how they're just rocking out with their electric batons. Quite an interesting assortment of enemies here already. Again, I really like what they do with the Gnorcs and having them be more technologically advanced than the dragons. Whereas the dragons obviously masters of a lot of different art forms and various forms of magic. The Gnorcs are obviously are techno-based, which certainly keeps them distinct as enemies compared to what we've seen before. There's the boss stage of this world.
I feel so sorry for all the dragons still trapped in Crystal. Maybe once you've rescued 50 dragons, I'll feel a little better.
So yeah, our goal for this world is to rescue 50 dragons before we can go over to the next world, which is also the last of the main hub worlds in this game. We are just shy of actually being able to go to the next world ourselves. Even though, obviously, we're gonna grab everything we can before actually moving on to another area. So I'm thinking the key... Yeah, the key is over there, and that should get us the last of the gems in the hub of Beastmakers. I also think, like, the title of this world makes it imply that the dragons here specialize in breeding various animals, like some of the boars that we have encountered before. So that's kind of interesting. As I said before, they are mostly themed around just hillbilly culture. It's not exactly the most flattering thing to base a group of dragons off of, but who am I to judge? Like, I grew up in Tennessee for a couple years of my childhood, so I'm really no one to judge. But with that taken care of, how about we take on the levels of the Beastmakers, now that we have fully completed the hub. Wow, only 2 dragons to rescue. That's kind of something. Alright, so let's start off with Terrace Village, the first of these worlds to visit. So yeah, this stream should be pretty interesting. If we're able to maintain a stable stream, we should hopefully be finishing up everything we can do here in Beastmakers. Which should be neat, especially considering a particular level that we're going to go through during this session. Which I'm kind of dreading, but we'll see how it goes. Alright, so starting off in Terrace Village. Now these big Gnorcs with the electric weapons here. It's obviously going to be one of the main hazards here. Got a little swamp-based village to deal with. Also got these Gnorcs with frickin' and metal turrets they can use to shoot at you with. Definitely got to be careful with them. I torched your fanny. Let's go back here. So I need some meat. Eat up, Sparks. You definitely deserve it. So these guys are actually wearing their turrets as armor, which is kind of a fun little detail here. Yeah, just want to ram into them once they've already fired their ammunition. That's a good opportunity to get their hit in. Alright, so back here we got some stuff. Alright. Let's head in here. Take you down, buddy. This is another one. Ow! Definitely going to be taking some cheap hits here because of these turret guys. Ow! Alright, you just go down. And I need to find some more chicken. Alright, so how about, while we're going through Terrace Village, is there some other stuff we can talk about? Hi, chicken. So, guess to kind of talk about some stuff that's been going on, what do I want to really talk about? So, I've actually been having a pretty good day so far. Woke up in a bit of a mood, but I got over it, so that's okay. Rescued Claude, my husbando from Fire Emblem.
Watch out, Spyro. The Gnorcs in these pods have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stinks.
Alright, I actually like your accent there, buddy, so yeah, we'll smash Claude. Not just because he shares the name of a certain Fire Emblem character I really like. But yeah, I've been having a good day, all things considered. So earlier today, I went and did a little bit of shopping for the holidays, as you know, we got Christmas coming up in a couple of weeks, so it's gonna be something we'll definitely be enjoying very soon, although I do have to work at a grocery store, so things are gonna get very busy coming up as we are getting closer to the holidays. Ow! Should have watched out for you. Okay. Get back to you in a little bit. Tell here we got these really tough boxes that we're gonna need a power-up to be able to break, so definitely want to keep an eye on that. Yeah, so I was getting a little bit of shopping done for the holidays, as we should hopefully be visiting our relatives again this year, which is definitely very nice and is something I'm very much looking forward to, as the whole situation with the pandemic has made it difficult to visit family, you know? Alright, we rescued Cyprin here.
Good job, Spyro. One day you'll be able to tell all the dragons about your amazing adventures.
Sure, but what I'd really like to do is get out of this swamp.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that, Spyro. And I guess we'll smash you, sure. But yeah, it'll be very nice to see some family again after just how grueling these last couple of years have been. Especially because, you know, with regards to some of my relatives, and especially with how things have been these days, really don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to really get to see a lot of people, so it'd be just really nice to catch up with them before, like, something happens. Which I know that something like that has already happened to someone pretty close to my family, so yeah, just kind of a thing where I'm just a little worried that I'm not going to be able to spend a lot of time with some people, because we only have so much time on this planet to really get to know them. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting to see everyone at the holidays again. I will deal with you guys in a bit after we take out these gems. And what am I going to do about these guys? Can't get up from there, but we can go around. Alright, we're back down here. Yeah, this level is pretty interesting. You definitely get a feel for the Gnorcs are really trying to bring out all the stops here. We have messed with them a lot, and they're not playing around. There's the return home gate. Just wanna wait for you to electrify that, take you out. Then we got this whirlwind to ride up. That takes us to a high point where we are actually able to explore more of this place. Alright. Definitely want to look around and see if we can get any power-ups that'll be able to benefit us. So we got some things that require specific powers to be able to break. I don't see anything around here, but let's knock you down and gather all the treasure around here before we move on. Alright, that's everything here. There's nothing for us if we go to the return gate. So whew, just made it. Alright, there's gotta be a power-up we need. And how are we going to get to it? Let's fly up here. And just gotta be careful, look around, and see if we can find anything to help us. Yeah, I'm assuming that there's going to be a fairy that we can... Oh wait, there's a firework. So we can use that to break a box. And there should be another firework right over here. Alright, so that should be the last of the gems we need in this world. Oh, there's another one. Ah, dang. So where's the other firework we need? Okay. Got those ones. So where is the other firework we need? Yeah, this is one more. Let's grab these ones for now. And we gotta figure out what to do about that last one we need to break. Definitely a lot of steps you need in order to complete this level. Yeah, just one more box left, so most likely gonna need a firework to break this open. The thing is, I don't know where the firework is. Wait. Oh, there it is. I just bonked into it, and that was how I found it. Oh boy, that could have taken me a while to find if I didn't just bonk into it. But with that, we have completed Terrace Village. Really not too bad. The gimmick with the electrified Gnorcs can be a little tricky here, but really wasn't too bad. Alright, and with that, we are free to move on to another level, which, considering our options here, there's... yeah. So I definitely have an idea on what we're going to do next. Alright, with that level complete, let us move on to this level right over here. Might as well... ugh. Okay, that confirmed my theory. You cannot ram into the boars. Which is weird because you can ram into the rams just fine, but with those guys you can't. Alright, we got like no health, but whatever. Let's jump into Misty Bog. So, we gonna fight a tomboyish mermaid here. Probably not, all things considered. Let's dive right into this next level. Alright, Misty Bog. I kind of remember this level being a little tricky. Some more Gnorcs over here with armor, so you gotta charge them. And yeah, I remember this one giving me a bit of trouble. It's got these little plant guys down here. So even the vegetation wants to destroy us in this swamp. I mean, I do like this swamp being a lot more lit compared to the other one. The visuals here aren't too bad. Is there anything around here we need to grab? I don't think so. Alright. We'll just fly on over here. So leave these guys. Yeah, these are no small fry. They're actual enemies that we gotta deal with. Yeah, those little blue frog guys, I don't think they're really that bad. Just breathe fire on them once you're close enough, and you're good. Is there... Yep, there is something back here. Extra life and a gem. Ow! God damn it. Oh, we gotta take that L. Jesus. Ay, that was annoying. Ow, can't even charge the vegetables. Well, that is one way to stay a carnivore. Just have the vegetables attack you. It's like, yep, want nothing to do with that. Alright, at the very least we can get some more of these. Ow! Yeah, those guys will attack you with their tongues. You gotta be careful. So it'll be nice to gather some more of those silver orbs, as those are useful for getting extra lives. So one of the good things, if you die pretty late into a level, you can gather up a lot of those silver orbs after taking out some enemies. Love that Gnorc being chased by that pig, just like, someone help me! We'll deal with you soon. Let's talk to Roscoe.
Be on the lookout for attack frogs. They are cold-blooded killers.
Attack frogs?
And this used to be such a nice swamp.
I'll probably pass on Roscoe. Ow. Just being in this level is also reminding me of a certain episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender, which, kind of interesting. That world is very much a fantasy world, much like what we got here in Spyro the Dragon, but their world also has a lot of various cultures inspired by inspired by a lot of cultures in real life. Like how the Earth Kingdom is based on China, while the Fire Nation is based on Japan. And one episode has the characters go to a swamp, and in this fantasy world that they have, of the swamp folk are all stereotypical, like Southern hillbilly folk, which is just kind of weird, but whatever. Like, they already have a lot of different cultures represented in that show, so I guess it makes sense, but at the same time, just kind of weird to have something so American in a show that has a lot of Eastern and cultural references, you know? I suppose it's fine. Yeah, these frogs definitely being a bit of a pain here. You stop tonguing me. Save that for later, buddy. In terms of some other stuff that's been going on, God, these frogs. If I want to take those guys out first. We need some more health. You got something, Damon.
Thanks for releasing me. It seems like I've been trapped in here since I was your age.
Oh, no.
Why, I remember, gotta go.
Yep, that's a hard pass. Sorry, bucko. It's not that I have a thing against the elderly, it just, I don't know. Just doesn't really do it for me, you know? Alright, should be able to fly back over here. Whew, made it. Alright. Then want to head that way. I can always see there's a fairy guiding us to go down that way, so yeah, we got quite a few paths here. This is a pretty big level, all things considered. A lot of different pathways here. Also goes without saying, but because we're in a swamp, there is a lot of water that can serve as a hazard for us in these areas, so we have to deal with that throughout this stage. Alright, well, let's jump right down here. Beat these guys. So what was I just talking about before? Let's talk about Avatar and some other stuff that's been going on. Trying to think about what I can say. Guess I'll say something after we rescue this guy. Zeke!
Thank you for releasing me.
Yeah, that is definitely a pass. You are certainly no Zeke von Genbu. Ow! Stupid pig! Nah. Ow. God, this boar has been such a pain. A lot of the enemies around here have just been catching me off guard. Don't really think it's all for the best. Wow, that boar just launched me up there. I don't even know how that happened. Okay. So definitely gotta be careful here. We got enemies that we can only ram, and then we got enemies that we can only fire in order to kill. So yeah, this part is a little bit tricky. Definitely don't want to miss this here. Okay. So we handle most of the stuff around here. But we are still not done. Let's go ahead and rescue Bubba.
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro. Stamp them out and squish them and squash them.
How about charge them and flame them? We are dragons after all.
Thumbs up. Yeah, that's not the kind of dragon I was expecting with a name like Bubba, but okay, we'll smash. We smash Bubba good. Okay, we're still missing quite a few gems here. Actually almost done, so where do we gotta go next? I feel like there's somewhere up there we have to go. Wait, some right here. It's not everything we need, okay. Think sparks. Okay, you're pointing us over there. There's obviously something on this route we have to find. Okay, but there's no easy way we can get back up from here. Is there a way that I can get to somewhere else? This is a little tricky. I don't know if we're going to be able to make our way back up. Yep, there's some stuff up there we need to grab. Oh, wait, I think I see something. Yeah, if we fly over here, then just get up here, we can ride this wall up. Why am I saying ride? We can step up the wall in order to get to this. Alright, that's taking care of a few good things for us. And now that we're up here, we can fly over to these stumps. Boy, that solution really stumped me for a minute there, didn't it? Just ram all them Gnorcs down! Ah, that feels good to do. And these should be the last of the gems we need. Yep, there we go. And with that, we have fully completed the Misty Bog. Let's go ahead and fly down to the return home gate, and we are good. God, so we're already making some darn good progress here. So we should definitely be finishing up this world as long as we don't have any technical hiccups. So for the next thing we're gonna do, how about we take on Wild Flight? This is gonna be the 4th of the flight levels, as you can tell from the name. And I don't remember much of this level, so this is gonna be a fun experience. Alright, ow! Wow, I already failed that. So we got chests, arches, planes, and boats to take out. Quite a few different things. Yeah, I really have no idea what's going to be the most optimal way to go through this. It seemed like definitely trying to get the chests first a good way to go, and just take out any planes that happen to cross your path. Dang, there's like one chest we missed. I have a good idea on where it is, though. We can easily handle these planes if we take this path and just have them fly right into me. That's a good way of taking care of that. There's like one other thing we needed. Where's the... there's one more plane here. Take you out. So there was one more chest. Okay, we are almost out of time. This is very bad. I believe the chest was over here. Yep, then we got some boats to handle. God, we're cutting it real close. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. Let's try the electric gates here. Maybe. No, I don't think we're going to be able to pull this off. Try to take out the boats, and then... Ooh, there's another guy here. Take you out. And one more boat, and then we just got the arches. Wow, we might actually pull this off here. Ooh, careful, careful. All right, just one more gate, one more gate. Yeah! That was definitely not the optimal way of doing this level, but we actually pulled it off. Good stuff. Ah, man, that was crazy. Also glad I managed to do it on my second attempt, too. Oh, boy. Alright, but now that we have dealt with those levels, it's time. Oh, boy, if anyone is a veteran of the Spyro series, you know what's coming up next. Let's take out this porker, and then we're going to be heading over this way for the last of the normal levels in the Beastmakers. Oh boy. We're going to treetops. God help me. Okay, so right off the bat, we got a thief alerting some enemies here. Ow! You throw bananas at me, you punk! So we got some ape enemies to deal with here. Nothing too bad, just shoot fire at them once you're at a good range. We got those guys that throw bananas that we'll have to do something with. Yeah, but just attack them from a range and you should be good. Or just ram into them before they can throw their ammunition. Got a key by taking this path, so now we just gotta find a box that goes to it. Ow! Stupid monkeys! Alright, so this level, treetops. To go into a little bit about why I was very non-enthusiastic about starting this level. This is a big level, and for anyone who is familiar with the Spyro series, most of the people who I have seen play Spyro games would usually list this as their least favorite level in the game. And yeah, on my first attempt at this level when I was younger, the last time I played this game, Treetops was a level that, yeah, I did not have a very good time with. It's just a very big area with a lot of different paths that... Ow. Jeez. Lots of different pathways, lots of different areas you need to get to, and that's not even getting into one of the major gimmicks of this area, which we'll see in a little bit. So we got the key here to open up this chest, and can we please get Sparks back? Thank you. Yeah, we'll be definitely going into why this level is kind of a stinker among the fan base in a little bit. Want to remember to grab that gem here. And let us go rescue this dragon. That is Isaac.
Spyro, if you jump at the end of a supercharge ramp, you can really go far.
I'm all over it.
Okay, first of all, smash. Second of all, yeah, that guy's kind of going into one of the main gimmicks of this area. This level is full of supercharge ramps that we are going to be using to launch ourselves to a variety of places. And we're going to be needing to use this in order to accomplish most of the tasks in this area. Just constantly making use of the supercharge in order to go to different areas of the level. There are so many collectibles that require us doing this in order to be able to collect them. And yeah, it can get a little tiring. That's not even going into some of the other stuff that this game is freaking telling us to do. You can see there, we're already at the return home gate. We could leave this level at any point. However, because of my stupid self-imposed challenge, we cannot leave this level until we have collected everything. Alright, so for this point, I want to fly over here. And let's see what is up here. We'll take the whirlwind in a little bit. I just want to explore some more of this area. Okay, I know what this is now. And this is going to be something that we're definitely going to make use of later. But for now, let's ride this whirlwind. So this takes us up here. This might actually be the very start of the level. Yeah, this is looking very familiar to me. But yeah, you're kind of seeing what the main gimmick of this area is. It's a very big level, a lot of different areas we need to supercharge in order to get to. This is going to be an interesting level to play. What do you gotta say, Lyle?
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
Good advice there, buddy. I don't know, I guess I'll smash you. Starting to run out of very interesting things to say regarding the dragons right now. Doesn't help that they have mostly been very one note for this area. I mean, there is a lot of variation to a lot of the different, like, artist and wizard and warrior dragons that we got to see in some of the other levels. But there's only so much you can do with the theme of hillbilly. And, ow! Goddamn, we did not jump at a good time there. Ugh. Got plenty of lives, so we shouldn't have to worry about this too much. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff to do in this level. You can see over there, there are just so many platforms all over here that we need to get to from so many different points in the level. And we need to figure out, like, what is the most optimal way to get to each of these areas. This level, it's so, I don't know. Like, this is obviously Insomniac's first attempt at a Spyro game, so I can't fault them too much there. I needed to supercharge into that. Great. This was their first attempt at this kind of formula of game, so I can't fault them too much for a lot of the stuff that we have to pull. At the same time, just, God. So much we have to do in this level. So much. You see there that thief that was up there? It's just taunting us now. There's not much we can do about that. Just fly over here. Kind of thinking, is there... I don't believe there's anything we can really do with this launch pad. Yeah, because that'll just take us over there. Yeah, it's all about finding the right vantage point for being able to do a lot of these different techniques. And it gets complicated. Real fast. Oh boy. Alright, so while we're going through this long level, are there anything things that I want to discuss. Well, namely a couple things. So in the last session, I mentioned that I was playing through Pokemon Violet and actually managed to beat the main story of that game, which I'm very thankful for. I do really like the game, though. I see why a lot of people would not gel with it, especially because of its technical hiccups. But overall, I still really enjoyed it. Okay, we overshot that too much. Yeah, by charging up your charges along a lot of different routes, you'll be able to build up a lot of speed, which is something that is going to make this whole endeavor really tricky. But yeah, I was playing some more Pokemon Violet the last couple of days to fill up my Pokedex. And at this point, I have now managed to capture every Pokemon that I needed in Pokemon Violet version. So in order to finish up the game, just got a couple more post-game stuff to do. And then I also need to get a copy of Scarlet to be able to get all of these Scarlet exclusive Pokemon and bring them over to my main game in Violet in order to fully complete that. So yeah, it's gonna take a while for me to do that, but shouldn't be too bad. Okay. At this point, let us just take it slow and steady here. We don't want to build up too much charge. Let's ram this box to get that. Wow, only 10. That's great. This point, it might actually be worth it to die here, just so we go back to the spawn point. Alright. This is where things are gonna get tricky, because now I need to pinpoint the most optimum route for going through this area. So this is gonna take quite a bit of practice, and just a lot of mental prep work to be able to pull this off. Let's go here. Alright, that's good. Building up some good momentum. Then we jump here. And jump. Nope. That's not good. Damn it. Yeah. A lot of this is going to be very annoying because we have to figure out, like, the best route for doing all of these jumps. Ow. So this, obviously, not the right path here. What was I even thinking? Got a path here to take. And doesn't lead anywhere. Great. Alright, take this, and with that, we should be able to get up here! And take out that thief, getting us the gem he was holding. Oh boy, so glad we were able to get up here. Alright, with that, we should have most of the gems here. There's one other area we need to go to that has gems and also a dragon. So I gotta figure out the optimal route to get over there now. Yeah, this is gonna take a little bit for me to figure all this out. Why did I have to mess that fall up? Blech. Okay, this isn't too bad. We are just about done this level. Yeah, we're 75% of the way done. I think we might need to actually go over there. Hang on a sec. Alright, I can hear you, Thief, even though I don't need to deal with you anymore, because I already took you out. Okay, I'm definitely thinking we need to take the upper path here now. Then want to head up this way where we saw... I don't know, who was it? I don't care at this point. Okay, now our goal is to get over... So our end goal, I believe, is to get over there. So you can see it's in a pretty precarious spot. Requires us to make some very specific maneuvers in order to get over there. Alright, can I use you as a checkpoint? We are definitely going to have our work cut out for us here. Ow. Gods, what do we need to do at this point? Seriously. So ride that over there, then... Gotta get there somehow, and then... I think we want to jump here? Jump... no. God, how do we do this? This level is just so... Ugh. It's gonna take me a while to, like, really figure this out. Nope, that's not going to do anything. God, I could have watched some footage of this level before this stream session to get a good feel on what I had to do. But no, I just had to do this the old-fashioned way. Definitely want to build up charge here. But then this doesn't lead anywhere. Do I need it to do this? There's some other way I can get... no, I don't think there is another way to very easily get over there. We have plenty of lives, so we can trial and error as much as we can here. Oh, we got it! We got it! Got it! Come on! Come on! And we fly! There we go! Jed! You better be sexy!
That was quite a ride, Spyro. You learned a lot since you were a young glider.
Yeah, well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
Pass. Sorry, buddy, but that doesn't do it for me. Got this guy with the last gem we need. Being an asshole keeping us in this level longer than we need to be. Alright, there's the last gem we need. Finally, we are done treetops. Finally. Let's get out of this level. Oh man, sorry about that, but this level does bring out the worst in me. Not a big fan of the gimmick of just having to chain a lot of those charges to be able to... in order to get everything you need there. It's just... it asks a lot from you, okay? And I'm just a mere mortal. It's very rough. But now that we're done with that, It's time to take on the boss of the Beast Makers, Metalhead. So we're either going to be facing off against a metal turtle or a metal gorilla. We'll see. Alright, but here we are. The last stage we need to do. I actually got a neat gimmick here where we have these monkeys all covered in metal, and then the big monkeys will kick them down at us as a projectile. So that's kind of cute at least. Also, I guess implying that the monkeys that live in the swamp are allying themselves with the Gnorcs, which I guess makes sense. Alright, I remember this level being a little tricky when it came to getting all the collectibles, but shouldn't be too bad. Let's gather these gems here. Because, yeah, there is a lot of stuff we gotta collect in this level, from what I remember. So be very careful that we are getting everything we need. It's gonna have to go to a higher point to grab that. So I can just ram into those guys as they roll down at you, and you can still take them out. It's not too bad. Whoop, some fireworks. Get back. Oh, Spark's enjoying his little treat there. Meanwhile, I got nothing. Never do see Spyro eat anything in this game, considering that Sparks is the only one who's eating things in order to restore health. Kind of a neat spin on the whole recovering health from food items trope. Where in this case, it's not Spyro directly who is consuming something in order to recover. Ow! You bitch! You banana-hucking bitch! Alright, just gotta go to a higher point to grab all that. So we will be over there very soon. Let's go rescue this dragon, Siddiqui.
Metalhead is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the power pole should disrupt his power supply.
Good advice there. And that's the last dragon of this area. Alright, and it's probably going to be a pass. Let's go into this. Metalhead. It's got a big robot to deal with. So got to beat this guy by charging at all of these rods that are supplying him with energy. Once those are down, he will retreat. So let's take opportunity to gather all the gems here before we move on. And then before we follow him, we want to head back up here to grab this. Alright, we should be good to go on. Yeah, I do like the overall feel of this boss here. I feel like it's one of the more unique bosses in this game. Ooh. Just gotta remember that. Do not ram into those when they are red. Otherwise, you'll take damage. But yeah, overall, I like the feel of this boss compared to the other ones, because it's very unique compared to what we've seen before. And also like the touch that this time we're fighting a giant robotic Gnorc, as opposed to dealing with all the organic ones we have seen before. It's a nice little spin on what we have already seen and what was already established. So now that we've taken out the boss, there's only a couple things we need to do before we are fully done here. First, I want to head up this way, because I know that there is something we can grab by heading up here. Yes, we have that. The box that requires a key. Okay, so we're going to need one of those. And don't believe we'll be able to fly over there. So yeah, we dealt with Metalhead himself, but there's still a lot of stuff we need to do in this level before we can truly call it quits. So let's ride this whirlwind up here to get to the next level. And let's collect everything we can. So that takes us up there. So we'll head on over in a little bit. Just need to grab all this. So while we're just finishing up this level, some more stuff we could talk about. So earlier today I was watching quite a few interesting videos. There's one video from a certain content creator that I'd never actually seen until just now, and they were having Emirichu as a guest for their video where they were talking about some interesting stuff that has to do with a variety of things. They were mostly going over, like, old crushes that these people used to have when they were very young. And pretty fun to hear a lot of the different things they had to say. Like, oh boy, things got really funny for me with a lot of the examples. Like, one person brought up Discord from My Little Pony, which I totally gel with. Like, I really enjoy Discord as a character, so I can totally see why someone would be attracted to him. Then one person brought up Rudaka from the Bionicle series, and just, goddamn, what a choice for a character to have affection towards. I found that very humorous, especially because I myself really enjoy that character, and to hear someone try to justify, look, she's a Bionicle with boobs, and just, yeah, very fun. I really got a blast from that video. Very entertaining. I'm trying to think here, and so I'm thinking what we need to do in this level. This little area down here, and I believe we actually fly, yep, through that little gate down there in order to get to this end of the level. That is a very crafty secret that I probably would not have found otherwise unless I was in a very serious explore every nook and cranny of the level to find everything. Oh boy. And there's the key we need to unlock the chest. So that's good. It's got a couple more boxes to break and then we're done. Okay, at this point we got pretty much everything we need. Save for one. Alright, so last thing we need in Metalhead, we gotta go over here into this whirlwind, which should take us to the very top. Alright, and that allows us to get everything we need over here. Just one more jump to grab this. Very nice. And then we just got that box in order to unlock, and then we should be done. Man, this level was something. Definitely one of the more complicated levels that we have seen at this point, but really not too bad. It was really that one secret that tripped me up for a little while. But we're all good. We got everything we need, I hope. Please tell me that this is the last piece of treasure we need in this level, because I really don't want to comb the entire stage looking for one gem. There we go. We have finished up Metalhead. Yeah, really not that bad of a stage, and I really like the boss of this level, as it was very unique compared to what we have seen before. Let's hop into the return home gate and call this level done, along with everything else in Beastmakers. Alright, that wasn't too bad, but just a little exhausting at points, looking at you treetops. But with that, we are done everything we need to do in Beastmakers. We got a little bit of time left before we call it, so how about we get started on the next world?
Jump in the balloon, and I'll show you the Dreamweaver's world. Are you ready to go?
So yep, the next world we are going to, after rescuing 50 dragons, is Dreamweavers. God, I am so happy to be out of Beastmakers. Like, easily my least favorite world in the game, especially because of treetops, and just because I don't really gel with the aesthetic that much. I mean, you can have very nice swamp levels, but this one really didn't do it for me. I mean, it's no Bubble Gloop Swamp from Banjo-Kazooie, that's a great stage. But with that said, it is time for one of the last areas of the game. The Dreamweavers. This is a very cool stage. This area, compared to some of the other areas, I would say the main theme of this area is that it is a place that is very much not tied down by the laws of reality. A lot of this area is just very fantastical, even compared to what we have previously seen from this game. It's got a lot of different kooky characters to deal with. Like, the easiest comparison I can make for this world is Cloud Cuckoo Land from Banjo 2. Just has a very similar overall feel. It's got these very loopy guys who are just kind of blocking our path here because they're too big for us to ram. And yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff to do here. It's got this little pixie guy there, and some fireworks. So yeah, this is easily the most fantastic out of all of the different stages we have seen up to this point. And things are going to get very interesting here as we rescue the teeth.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Gnasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
Oh, I love this guy's design. That is definitely a smash. Especially because I like his wings, how they have, like, stars on them. Just a very cool design visually. Yeah, a lot of the dragon designs in this world are also really cool. So, definitely have a good chance to show them off. And hopefully we get a good string of smashes in this world. We'll have to see. Alright, so over here in this little hidden alcove, we can gather some stuff around here, and already have access to the boss stage, Shock, as well as the balloonist.
Well done, Spyro. I hope you know what lies in store for you. Gnasty's world is not the friendliest place you'll ever find. Are you ready to go?
So we already have access to going to the final area of the game, Gnasty's world. I believe in order to get to that world, you have to collect enough gems, which at this point, we have over 8,000 gems, so we have obviously hit a very good point for that. And already have access to the final area of the game. We're going to save that for the very end, though, as I feel like our time would best be spent handling this guy. Now, this guy in this magic cannon, he's been using it all throughout the stage in order to blast some of the various guys around here and make them bigger or smaller. Now that we have access to it, though, we can zap those guys and make them tiny, allowing us to finally take them out. Speaking of takeout, what do you like? Zakomo.
Hello, Spyro. Nicely done. I'll be done when I've toasted that Gnasty Gnorc.
Yeah, that'll be a smash. He kind of has some twink energy to him. God, why'd I say that? Why'd I say that while being recorded? Alright, that guy's a little big for us. So, we'll deal with you in a little bit. So that takes us to Haunted Towers. Okay. It's gonna be a little while before we can... Yeah, we'll head to one other thing. Right, so these guys are kind of interesting. These guys have a timer, and when you knock them down, the timer will cause various things in the world to change. In that case, he made that platform fall after we hit him. I don't think I really need you for anything else, so let's go ahead and rescue Mozzie.
The fools you see in this world are invincible, but that does not mean they shouldn't be attacked.
Sounds all right to me.
I like your voice, but we'll give you a pass. Sorry. Alright, so we need to head back and deal with that one armored guy. It's gonna need to use the cannon again to zap you. Kind of feel bad I didn't notice that guy earlier, cause, yeah, that's a pretty big target we gotta hit. Alright, just fly on over back to the cannon so we can take you out. Then we should be just about done things here. Hopefully. This guy does have the last gem we need. I'm going to be very happy. Oh, also we got to go back over there. I just remembered. So that's probably going to take us to the flight stage. Alright, let's zap you. And we are just going to bonk you to oblivion. Alright, now we just have to fly back up here, and we should be good. So now it's time to finally see what's behind those two mooks that we couldn't get past before. God, I just love the aesthetic of this area so much. It looks so cool. How we have truly ascended beyond anything we have been to at this point. And we're now at this castle high above the clouds. Just a very cool set piece for the final main area of the adventure. Besides, you know, actually going to the final area. But it's a very cool penultimate level. Alright, it's got two of these fools to deal with. Ow, how did that happen? Let's knock you down, raise that, fly over here, and then we can get over here and grab this. Stay back. And then I believe the last of the treasure should be over here, as well as Icy Flight. One of the last of the flight stages, if not the last one. And with that, we have 100% completed the main hub of the Dreamweavers. We got a little bit of time left, so how about we get started on Icy Flight? We'll make this our first level of this stage. God, we are so close to the end already. Like, I can easily see us finishing off this game in 1 or 2 sessions, depending on how things go. Yep, let us begin. Let's start by doing the lighthouses, which are something that we are more than familiar with from one of the earlier flight stages. It's like one of the first things I noticed besides those guys on the train. Was there a lighthouse we missed? Yep, there was. Let's grab these boxes on the way here to be able to knock these off the counter as well. We are not doing good on time here. Not doing good on time. Okay, gotta figure out what the most optimal route will be. I still say that the lighthouses are a good start here. Should be close to finishing off the boxes. And then we can move on to the trains. There we go. Alright, let's go follow the train now. What I say, guys? Come on, we need more trains. Come on, we need them. And we got these Gnorcs in flying contraptions here. They will fly up and down, and you just want to get close to them to be able to blast them to pieces. And we got some more of these flying Gnorcs here. Probably should have dealt with the train before doing the flying guys. That was a big mistake, and I feel that's the main thing that is going to cost me in this level. God, we were close to doing this our first attempt. We just missed the last train. God. Alright. Second attempt, we should get this done. Alright, start with the lighthouses again. Gotta remember not to miss one of them. Come on. There we go. And then that should be the last one. Good. So we'll do the boxes next. Then we'll follow the train, lead them to the copper guys, and then we should be good. There's one more box we're missing, I think. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, geez. There it is. There we go. Can we get this train here? There we go. Got him. Good. Alright, so we just want to head this way to catch up to the train. And yeah, we should be good. Alright, there's the copper guys. We'll take out the train first. Then we'll miss that guy. Yeah, these guys moving up and down can be a little bit of a pain to deal with. Alright, come on, you Gnorcs. Oh, there's the last train. God, all we need are the copper guys. This is bad. We're not doing this. Yeah, it's me getting stuck with the... getting stuck on the boxes that really got me there. Was that one we missed? How about this time we go this way? And we'll just get those other ones on our way back. How about that? Nice. Then we can grab this one, finish you off, then grab these boxes over here, and we should be good. Sorry the commentary is really not getting that good right now. Wow, really? I feel like this is gonna be a dud. Another dud. Blech. Okay, one more box to do, and then we'll go for the train. Ha, take that. So yeah, in terms of some other stuff I wanted to talk about that has happened lately, I'm very happy with one little change in my life, as I have finally obtained a credit card. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but I finally have a credit card, which I'm very thankful for, as it'll definitely allow me to get some good advancement in life, being able to build up a good credit score and whatnot. And yeah, I'm just very happy about that. Especially happy because I finished this stage. Woo! So yeah, that takes care of the icy flight. Gotten everything we needed to do done there. Okay, I feel like we could probably sneak in one more level, and then we can call it for this session. How about that? Alright, so let's head off to Lofty Castle. And hopefully this one shouldn't be as bad as Treetops. I don't know. It's been a while since I played these levels, and even as a kid, I don't remember this world compared to some of the other levels in the game. Something tells me that during my days of playing this game at my babysitter's house, I might have been able to get to this world, but I don't remember a lot about it. Alright, Lofty Castle. This should be a good stopping point for the session here. This area is a little interesting. Got these flying guys here. It's a new enemy set piece. Then we got these big armored Gnorcs that are flying here. They have a little balloon that they're flying with. Simply breathe fire on the balloon to take them out. God, I love the noises that these enemies make when you kill them. That's just so funny. It's got a little devil guy here. But definitely getting to see some interesting enemies here. And we also got some fairies that we need to rescue in order to advance further in this level. So definitely try to rescue as many fairies as you can here. I love the do not feed signs that they put over them. That's very funny. Ow! Bitch! Hope you enjoy tasting the earth, you prick. Alright, let's blast this mushroom to get some health back. You gonna eat, buddy? Okay. And now we rescued 3 fairies, they're able to make a whirlwind for us, allowing us to go over here and rescue Mudada. They're starting to sound like Xenoblade names.
Fairies are always on your side, Spyro.
I love that guy has a fairy plush with him, and also his wings are even plush. It's a very cute design. Just for that, we'll smash the guy. Even though he seems kind of, childish, but I don't know what to think about that. Alright, deal with this little devil guy, and let's take out all these guys here. What else do we have to talk about today? So some other videos I was watching today, there was one I definitely enjoyed where it was somebody talking about the movie The Fox and the Hound, which was a movie I really liked when I was a kid, and getting to hear this discussion about it was very nice. Just a movie I really enjoyed when I was younger, and as an adult now, I'll just say that the movie has grown on me so much more since those days, where I just really love all these subtle themings and other stuff that I never really picked on as a kid. How the movie has a lot to do about prejudice and a lot of the trials that people go through when trying to maintain a relationship with someone, even though it might not work out for them in the end.
Thank you for releasing me.
This guy looks like he's on some mad herb right now. Probably gonna pass on you, buddy. No offense. Seem like you'd be fun to hang out with, but not looking for you in terms of desirability. Alright, let's fly over here and get this guy. It's revenge! And also free the fairies, because of course we have to. I will say, this stage is kind of big and is giving me a few Treetops vibes, but this is nowhere near as bad as Treetops. Sure, it's a big stage, but I much prefer the gimmick here of finding different fairies in order to take you to different parts of the level, compared to what we had to do about using the super jump. Alright, this area, definitely want to be careful not to fall down here. Alright, buddy, let's flame you. Yeah, in terms of other stuff going on, I'm very much looking forward to the holidays, although at this point don't really know how many days off I'm going to have before the holidays, considering that I'm obviously going to be very busy as I work as a cashier at a grocery store, so I'll definitely be pretty busy as the holidays roll around. Shouldn't be too bad, all things considered. Really? Sparks, it's right there. Grab it. Dude. Dude. Are you not gonna grab it, Sparks? God damn it, you had to make me take damage, bud. God, the things I do for you, man. Alright, there's another fairy rescued, and we just need to fly over here to grab this one. And that's all the ones we need to get this platform ready. That takes us to the return home gate, but we do not need to be here right now. Still got a few gems we need to collect. So let's head back over here and go grab them. Eat the butterfly. Even though I was the one who had to take the damage back there, Sparks. Alright, and next we need to head over this way. Got started on this little area, but I decided to cut back because reasons. We'll head over there in just a sec. I just want to grab what's up here. Thank you. And that's everything we need over there. Alright, that is obviously leading us up. What else can we grab here? Quite a few things, actually. Just going to ignore the guys up here. Wow. That's a little risky there. These guys are rising and falling, so you do need to be careful about them. Alright, let's head up here. And this should be where most of the last stuff we need is. Alright, this part is a little interesting. We have to just fly from the top there and blast those guys down. So that should be all the gems we got from them. And since we rescued the fairies, we can now ride this whirlwind to the upper part of this tower. And what do you have to say, Useni?
Ah, Spyro, thanks. Supercharge will get you to new places here in Lofty Castle, too. See where it takes you.
Of course there's Supercharge in this level. But yeah, I'll smash. Man, this game is really teaching me a lot about my preferences when it comes to... never mind. So once more, we need to Supercharge to grab all these gems up here. And I still believe we need to grab a key, so we are not quite done here. Trying to think. Yeah, because we still need to grab a key. What do you think, buddy? It's really not telling me any information, bud. He's pointing me in this direction, which... Yep, there were some gems there we missed. Okay. But in terms of the key, how are we gonna get it? It's somewhere in this map, I know. So if there the supercharge paths over there. What are we gonna do about the key we need? We might not actually need the key, and we could try supercharging into the box. I don't think that's actually gonna work, though. Yeah, so... what are we gonna do about this? It's like the last thing we need in order to finish up the... Are you kidding me? It was right there. Ugh. We could have finished this stage so much sooner. But it's finally done. We can now finish up this level and then call it. I like how I rammed into something that had a butterfly in it on the way over here. Alright, but with that, that should be the last of the gems we needed. So we are all done with Lofty Castle. And perfect timing, too, because we are almost at an hour and a half. Whoop, sorry, we need to exit the level first, not the game itself. Okay, that was a pretty good level. Definitely had a lot of cool stuff for us to see. But that is where we are going to call things for this Spyro the Dragon stream. It's certainly been very fun, despite all the treetops we had to do. But what are you looking at? But overall, still a very fun stream. Just got a couple more levels to finish up here in Dreamweavers, and then we will be setting off for the final world in the game. So I hope you can join me for that one. Next time on Spyro the Dragon, we'll be finishing off Dreamweavers, and then we'll be setting off for Gnasty's world. Until next time, have a good day, and take care.